Roger Kipling says, if you can walk with kings and never lose the common touch, then young man, you'll become a man. Today, I rise in memory of a gentleman who really was a man of men, in the person of Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn passed away this morning at 8 a.m. in Poway, California, after battling cancer, and he was only 54 years old. He was a famous baseball player. Most of us know him because he was probably the most famous baseball player of our times. He batted an average of .338. He won 8 national championship batting titles, played in 2 World Series, had 5 Golden Gloves, 7 silver bats, and as I said, was a part of 15 all-star teams. He had one of the greatest batting records, only second to Ty Cobb's. He was inducted into the Padre Hall of Fame and to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2007. He spent his entire baseball career in San Diego for 20 years. He's a friend, former student at San Diego State, and a great individual all around. He was truly the most celebrated Padre in San Diego's history, and one of the most celebrated baseball players of all of our times. In addition to that, he also won numerous other awards. The Robert Clemente Man of the Year Award for combining sportsmanship and community service with excellence. The Lou Gehrig Award. He won the NAACP Award, the Branch Rickey Award for community activism. He won the Chairman's Award of the Padres for exemplifying community spirit, and eventually was inducted into the World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame in Boise, Idaho in 1999. He and his wife founded the Tony and Alicia Gwynn, the TAG Foundation, that worked on behalf of children throughout San Diego County and the world. And they were known for taking in young people and young men and mentoring them and young girls, and providing families with much needed support during the Christmas holidays. He was instrumental in the development of the Padre Scholars, which gives scholarships to children in San Diego County each year, beginning in middle school and mentoring them forward. He was honored in 1997 as the Athlete Who Cares by the U.S. Today. And most importantly, Tony, of all things, was a gentleman, a first-class gentleman in the classroom and on the fields. And the baseball stadium is named after Tony Gwynn today in San Diego. He ended his baseball career becoming the coach at San Diego State. And most recently, some of you may have seen as he had to step down in the last few months because of the aggressiveness of his cancer. The kids carried a bobblehead of Tony Gwynn with them to inspire them to move forward. He was probably the best batter that we've ever seen in terms of understanding the science of batting and being successful at it, with having over 3,000 hits. In addition to all of that, Tony Gwynn was my friend, former student, colleague, person who supported me in every step of the way. He and his wife are such genuine individuals that he truly, if he walked into this room, you would have no idea of how great he was. His wife had to make him put his plaques on the wall, and when you walk into his house, you are just in awe of the greatness of this baseball player, who really was just an ordinary guy doing some extraordinary things, but who never lost his common touch and never lost his heart for individuals and for people. In our community, when we lose a gentleman, when we lose a man who cares so much, it is magnified given all the challenges that are faced in African American communities. And Tony Gwynn was someone that we will never, ever forget because of his generosity, his compassion, and his love for life. Maya Angelou has said that when all the things in the world go away, there are 3 things that remain: the rock, the river, and the tree. And Tony truly was a rock, a river, and a tree. He was a foundation upon which so many young men stood and found their legs and their passion and their confidence, as well as so many others in our community. He surely was a river, because rivers always bring knowledge and information and opportunity. And he was a river that ran throughout San Diego, bringing good things to every community. And surely he was our tree, the place where many of us found refuge and comfort in his calm method and his way of approaching life. So we lose today a rock, a river, and a tree in our community that cannot be replaced. We can only attempt to emulate the greatness of Tony Gwynn, not only as an athlete, but most importantly as a human being. He leaves to mourn his wife, Dr. Alicia Gwynn, and his 2 children, his daughter, Anisha Nicole, who is a singer, a pop artist, and his son, Tony Jr., who plays with the Philadelphia Phillies. We will keep them in our hearts and our memory with this great loss, an untimely loss in terms of a young man at 54, but who had done in those 54 years things that others only dream about doing. I ask that we adjourn in his memory today.